Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Starting with the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. I believe you must be fine and in good touch of health and enjoying life. We are now discussing the chapter of health education and communication skills and school health services. So this is a full-fledged section, and of those first section we have taken is health education. And health education is actually nothing but the guidance regarding the health for the promotion of the health of the people. It is for the prevention of the disease and for the treatment or the cure of the disease. We see that the health promotion depends on behavior. And behavior, yesterday we have seen that behavior is an action that has a specific frequency, duration and purpose, whether conscious or unconscious. So that is actually the way we do actions, the way we perform, what we do, how we do, consciously, unconsciously. Sometimes it is a regular behavior, sometimes it's simply a tick, bad habit, good habit, a tick, or ticks, whatever it is. Then it is it affects our life, and then it's a multifaceted phenomena, of course, behavior. And if it is related with health, then it is called health behavior. So health behavior may be negative or positive. I yesterday told you, if it is smoking, it is a negative behavior which affects our health negatively. If exercising is a positive behavior. Then the main reason for the people's behavior are: 1, feelings and thoughts. Feelings and thoughts affect our behavior, which may be related to our health. And out of feelings and thoughts, we have seen that the feelings and thoughts are shaped by 4 things: knowledge, beliefs, attitudes and values. So first of all, knowledge. This is what we gain through our experiences from our seniors, from our parents, from our teachers, from the past experiences, and of course from the books, the media. That all increases our knowledge, which may be gained by the newspapers, books, friends, parents, teachers, and I've said from the media. And then the beliefs. Belief is a conviction, certainty, and our assurance that a phenomena or object is true or real. We save something in our mind, we store something in our mind with the reference that this is the final verdict of what we say, or this is the final verdict of what we think. That is a belief. The beliefs are derived from our parents, grandparents, and other people whom we respect, and maybe from the experiences. I already told you, they become a part of our what you can say thinking, our thoughts and beliefs and feelings. And every country and community has its own beliefs. There are certain misunderstandings which turn into beliefs, misconceptions which change into beliefs, and there are certain definitive experiences. Belief may be good, may be bad, and sometimes any belief can be helpful for a certain problem. But main thing is, if belief is helpful, let it go. If belief is neutral, let it go. But if it is harmful, only and only then try to change this belief, because belief is to be changed at the depths of psychological thoughts. Psychological thoughts or psychiatric feelings are the brain storage or the higher center storage. Beliefs are thought at that level. So it is not easy to change the belief through health education. Just start educating somebody and the belief will be changed. Certain beliefs, they are never changed. Certain people die, but they do not change their belief. So if we have to change the belief, we have to see whether it's negative or positive. This was for the yesterday, just to remind you, just to make you understand what I've been talking today. And third, for the thoughts and feelings, attitudes. So attitudes, first was obviously the knowledge which affects our thoughts and feelings, then is the beliefs which affects our thoughts and feelings, and now it's attitudes. Attitude is an individual's positive or negative belief about performing a specific behavior, and an individual will intend to perform a certain behavior when he or she evaluates his positivity or believes it is positive. If somebody is doing some attitude, he believes or she believes that this is the only way out to do this job, and that becomes a part of one's life. Attitudes are relatively stable feelings towards an object, a person, or a situation. Now, what actually I mean to say? Somebody listening to some voice and just threatening himself or herself, just becoming frightened, and that attitude becomes actually because of his previous knowledge or experience. That may not be true, but as it has become a part of that person's body, the part of that person's feelings and thoughts, so that attitude is there. Same is the case as far as the health of a person is concerned. Somebody develops some attitude. Somebody, for example, drinks water repeatedly in between eating food. That attitude he or she has developed with him, to take one piece of food and then one bite of food and then take water, then take one bite of food, another bite of food, then take water, then after food take water. So that attitude becomes a part of that woman's life, and he or she believes this is the only way to eat food. So those reflect our likes and dislikes and our previous experiences, and now it has become a part of that person's life. So they often come from our experiences or from those who of people who are close to us. Maybe we have seen somebody biting nails. That has become attitude. How much bad it is to the health of somebody, nobody knows. But it tends people that the anxiety, the people, somebody normally they start eating their nails and for nothing, and that becomes their attitude. So they either attract us to things or make us disbelieving them. Attitudes are sometimes based on limited experiences. That is what I want to say. Sometimes somebody is going through some road, walking along the road, listens to certain voice, and now he becomes frightened, and that becomes the attitude of that person, and now he is afraid to go walk along that road. Somebody during driving he has developed certain bad habits of indicating or driving or making cuts in drivings, and that has become attitude. Now sometimes it cannot be changed. Somebody drives very fast, cannot be forced to drive slow. Even he or she drives slow, they then can have accidents. So we may form attitudes without understanding the whole situation. That's what I mean to say. And now, of the thoughts and feelings, fourth are the values. The values actually are the standards, or I can say disciplines, or the way of living in one's life, one's family, religious effects, the traditional effects, the social effects, the cultural effects, the financial effects. So those, with the passage of time, those become values of that society or of that group or of that community or of that specific person. Those are is the fourth part of the thoughts and feelings. So these are the beliefs and standards that are most important to us. Values are the basis for justifying one's actions in moral and ethical terms. People in a community share many values. For example, in a community that values stability and happiness, if one's family wants to build a new house, the other villagers or the other member of the society will cooperate together and will help them building in that house. If we are in United States of America, the values for the relation of the wife and husband are different than what we have in Pakistan, or say for example in India or in Saudi Arabia. And if the relation between the brother and sister, the uncle and the niece and the nephew, or the grandparents and the grandsons and daughters, so it will be entirely different. The values are quite related, and what I can say, part and parcel of some society. In the society, the Islamic society, the Islamic community entirely has got different values, and those values again affect our thoughts and feelings, and those are related with the health. How those are related with the health? Because of the values. Say for example, it may be right or wrong. The mother may be pregnant, needs food first of all. Because she is pregnant, she needs good quality food. She serves her husband first, then her children, then her relatives, then her mother-in-law, father-in-law, and finally eats the remains of the food, of the cooked food. She herself cooks, she herself arranges, but she eats at the end of the day, when it is not even useful, when it has got no nutritious value. Maybe meat is not there, maybe certain other useful valuable components of food is not there, but those are because those are the values, those we follow. Out of values, the health, sometimes the health is badly affected. That is where we are concerned. We have to change the values through their thoughts and feelings and make them realize that the values should be changed for the promotion of health, prevention of the disease, cure of the disease, and that is gained through health education of the people. That is only we can have when we educate people as far as their health is concerned. Now is the second part of health education first, then the change of health behavior, and then the health behavior. First it was, I can say, the thoughts and feelings, and out of thoughts, feelings, those are gathered through four things: knowledge, beliefs, attitudes and values. That is first, thoughts and beliefs, thoughts and feelings. As far as somebody's health behavior or behavior is concerned. And now second, as far as health behavior or behavior is concerned, people who are important to us. So that is the second aspect of behavior of somebody, the health of behavior of some community people, some family, and the health behavior in turn. So a second reason for our behavior is the influence of the people who are very much important to us. When someone is important to us, who often we often listen to what he or she says and try to do what he or she does. For example, I want to put an example over here that, say for example, the grandmother, the grand people, sometimes they influence or force their children that do not feed their offsprings on the mother's milk. Why? Because they have themselves certain on their develop their own taboos or feelings or whatever, what I can say, the misunderstandings or the misbeliefs, and they do not allow their children to do that. So among these what happens is that the nutrition is spoiled of the babies, the mother is in trouble, the mother has got certain complications, the children have got some further complications, the next coming offspring, they develop complications, but still the old lady does not, or the old man does not allow their family member or their sons or their daughters to feed on their breast milk. And that the result is always a disaster. So among these important people are parents, grandparents, village leaders, close friends, religious leaders, workmates, people with a lot of experience and of course claim to be having a lot of experience and special skills, and people who try to help us when we need it. Teachers, health workers, social workers, school teachers are very important to their pupils. If people see teachers washing their hands before eating, they may copy this behavior. If the son sees his father washing his hand carefully and washing before eating, then he will follow him. If somebody is following father having some very good eating habit, somebody is seeing father exercising, and of course the other way around, if somebody is looking at the father is smoking, father is taking alcohol, teacher is having bad habit, so he or she can develop the same. So people who are very much important to us affect our behavior and in turn our health behavior. So if a teenage boy has two close friends who smoke cigarettes, he may start to smoke too because of the people who are close to us, they affect our behavior. A mother is an important person to her child. the words and the actions of the mother are likely to influence the behavior of the child. Then three. One was the of course affecting our behavior. One was the feelings and thoughts. Second, the people who are close to us. And third, the resources. The resources again affect our behavior and in turn health behavior. How that those turn a third reason for the people's behavior is whether or not they have certain resources. Resources include facilities, money, time, labor, services, skills and materials. The location of the material resources is also important. If a resources is found a long way from the community, it may not be used. Now is a very good example. Sometimes what happens is that somebody living beside the McDonald's or KFC, and that child repeatedly convinces his parents to offer him, to provide him the products of those ready-made or fast food fast food outlets. Then the parents, they may also agree. Why? Because those are very much close. The resources are there, their money, the outlet of those franchise, what I can say, food chains is there. So they keep on repeatedly eating those fast food, saved, useless products because they have the resources. So sometimes the resources they affect somebody going again and again to eat, for example, saji or chicken kadai because that is available in vicinity, and the vegetables and pulses and other maybe other vitamin containing products, the fruits, the vegetables, those are neglected because the resources allow, the money is there, the centers are there, the outlets are there, so no need to go for a food which may be affecting, maybe helpful to improve their health, but still it consumes time. So first was the beliefs, thoughts and beliefs which affect our feelings and thoughts which affect our health behavior. Second was the people who are important to us, and third is the resources, and finally the culture. I repeat, four things: one, thoughts and feelings; second, people who are close to us; third, resources; and fourth, culture. Those things affect our behavior, in turn health behavior. The normal forms of behavior, beliefs, values and the use of resources in a community form a pattern or way of life. This is known as culture. So finally, actually the first three things and now this one also forms our cultures. So through cultures, sometimes somebody, I met one of my friends, in their family they never eat any meat other than any protein other than beef. I asked them why. They said no, this is our culture, our family eats only beef, we do not eat mutton or anything else, we only eat beef, and we eat beef every day. So this is their culture. Maybe it is useless, maybe it is painful, maybe it is a health affecting habit, maybe it's a health affecting culture, but they follow it. Sometimes culture is there that in our villages, in my village even, from where I belong, the people, they ask others to feed their children, and that is their culture. I don't know why they developed this culture and what use they can get. The baby of 5 years or 3 years, up to 3 years or 4 years or 2 years, up to his third birthday, will be fed by the people living in the vicinity, through the neighbors. So you can believe what neighbors would provide to feed that child. So the child may not be having a balanced diet, but still, because they have to collect their food from the nearby vicinity, so that is the result. So cultures have been developed over many hundreds or thousands of years by the people living together and sharing experience in a certain environment. Cultures continue to change, sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, as a result of the natural or social events or contact with the people of other cultures. What is important here is to note that the culture or the lifestyle is a combination of the most of what we just been discussing. While normal behavior is one of the aspects of a culture, culture in its turn has a deep influence on behavior and in turn on the health behavior. Greetings vary among culture. An ambulance, a handshake, a kiss, I beg your pardon. Greetings vary among cultures from embrace, a handshake, a kiss, special words, to mention a few. The way people eat is a part of culture. With wooden sticks or with fingers or with metal cutlery in a family groups of children or groups of men only, sitting on chairs, mats or benches. There are many possibilities. Each culture has its own special way of doing things and beliefs about why things should be done in that way. They have their own beliefs, they have their own understanding, and they are convinced why those things should be done this way. And that is, a culture evolves. Sometimes, as with the passage of time, there is development in other countries, other parts of the same country, other parts of the other countries of the world. There is a development, there is a change in the media behavior, there is a change, availability of certain electronics, there is availability of certain games, the video games, the PSP, the other things. So the culture may be changing slowly, but may be changing. Sometimes, as in our times, the mothers, they used to cook chapatis, and chapatis of a good size, big size, the parathas, the other things. Now those cultures are changing, and most of the time the people bring the food and the chapatis from the bazaar. So this communication pattern of behavior, beliefs and values help people understand and feel comfortable with life. Each culture represents one way or that people have found for living together in their environment. So that is the culture. Culture actually is not a one man's behavior. Culture is a collective, I can say, performance of our community as far as health status or other aspects, social aspects are concerned. When people come to a new community and culture, they are unsettled at first because they do not know what behavior and ideas are acceptable in that community or in that part of the society. Health workers, teachers and other community workers are often in this situation. Their training has made them part of a professional culture. They have their own ideas. Same is the problem with the doctors. When we are transferred from one place to another place, sometimes we have got problems with the culture, the people living in that culture. I have worked for many years in the villages, different villages, and I have noticed that many of the people, they have developed many of the societies or communities have developed certain surprising cultures, but still they are very much strict to those cultures. So they have their own ideas, people have their own ideas and ways of doing things, which are often quite different from those of the other communities. Before they begin their work, they should learn as much as possible about the reasons for people's behavior in the community. That is why all this topic has been discussed, that until and unless somebody is going for the change of health behavior or health education of the people, I mean to say that the change of health behavior is health education, in other words. So if somebody is going for the change of the health behavior of the people, he or she should know first of all their values, their cultures, their habits, everything. Then he or she can move on. So this will help them to work in an acceptable way with the community they wish to serve. As we have seen, there are many reasons for the people's behavior. It is even possible that different people or communities may behave in the same ways but for very different reasons. By knowing the possible reasons for given form of a behavior, one will be able to suggest appropriate changes and solutions to the problems he or she has noticed. And that is the main thing of promoting some culture. I cannot say changing somebody's culture or forcing somebody to stop some habit or some, I can say, some type of a cultural phenomena. Only thing is that we are concerned with the improvement or the, I can say, prevention of the health problem in those people, the improvement of the health status of that community or of that society or of those people. We will continue with the changes in health behavior next time. This is my second lecture as far as the I can say the health education is concerned, and you can very much believe that the health education is very much related with the psychological change of the people to whom we are concerned for their improvement of the health or health education. Meanwhile, it's Goodbye. Stay blessed.